This video is for the guards to talk about our blocks for all of our plays against an even front, our blocks and our rules. So I'm going to work in to out. So first play we'll talk about is trap to the right. Play side guard. Your rule is gap double to FBI. There's no one in your gap. There's no one to double. So you're going to FBI. Okay. We're kicking out the 3 technique so you can widen your splits to widen that guy out and to give you more room to rip inside to get to that linebacker. Backside guard, we are kicking the first guy on or outside the guard. We should get a 3-3-3 call or whatever his jersey number is. You are pulling tight up into the line of scrimmage, kicking out that 3. It's tighter than a 4, so be ready. He's going to be there sooner. Okay. If we run trap to the left, play side guard, your rule is gap, double to FBI. There's a guy in your gap. So you're going to block down on him. But here's the thing, the center has no one in his gap, so you can cage it. Okay? Where you, since the play is going to the left side, you are trying to throw this nose over into the center's gap as you work up to the linebacker. It's still a combo, which means this linebacker dictates ultimately who comes off. So if the linebacker shows here, the center's got to block him. The linebacker flows over the top, you got to come off and block him. Okay, that's on that cage. Now, if this nose is a big behemoth and we can't get him over there, then you can just down him. We would just make a down call. And the linebacker, and then the center will go to the backside linebacker. Okay. Backside guard, you are pulling and kicking out the first guy on or outside the guard. So in this case, it'd be that 5. And you go kick him out. Next play, let's talk about truck left. Or sorry, not truck, dart. Talk about dart left. Play side guard, your rule is play side on backside. Got a guy on your backside gap, so you block him. The center has no one in his backside gap. So this can be a cage working to first backer inside, just like it was on trap. Or if you can't move that nose, down it. Okay. Backside guard on dart. Your role is backside on play side. There's a guy in your backside gap. So you down him away from the play. Okay. That's your rule on dart left. Next play. Let's just say for fun, we run dart right. We're running dart to the right. Okay. Play side guard, your rule is play side on backside. You got a guy in your play side gap. Block him out. Backside guard, your rule is backside on play side. Okay, got in your play side gap. This can be a cage call. Or now the center is trying to knock this guy into your gap because the play's going this way. Okay. And you guys are working to that backer. Okay. Once again, linebacker dictates who comes off. So if the linebacker goes here, you got to come off. The linebacker goes there, it's going to be the center. Okay. But if you guys can't move that nose, okay, he could block down and then you could work up. But I like double teams, so let's try to move him if we can. Next play is power. I could have kept that there. Power right. Play side guard. Your rule is gap on double. God, G-O-D. There's no one in your gap. There's no one on you, straight head up. There's no one head up on the center. So there's no one there. So your rule would be to FBI, but we have this 3 technique on your outside shoulder. So instead of just flying here, okay, we can tag it. Tag this 3 technique. Okay. And the tackle is trying to throw this guy over into your gap. Okay, because the play is going this way. We want to try to move this guy away from where the ball's going. Once again, the linebacker dictates who comes off. Okay, if the linebacker pops in your gap, you got to come off and block him. If the linebacker flows over the top, the tackle's got to come off and block him. Okay, or if we can't move that guy, we can down and down. Okay. Backside guard. Your rule for power, obviously, is to skip pull. Get around the tackle. And look inside, block first ugly jersey. Counter to the left. Okay. Play side guard. Your rule is gap on double. There's a guy in the gap. So we'll block down. The center doesn't have a guy in his gap, so we could cage it. Working to the FBI. Linebacker dictates who comes off. Okay, if he goes there, center. If he flows over the top, you try to knock that nose over into the center's gap. Okay. Away from the play. If that nose is too good or too heavy, can't get it done, just down it. Down, down, down. You block the nose, center goes to the backside backer. Now, also, there might be a cat call here where the center has to block back on the 3. So even if you want to cage it, you might not be able to because we have to block back and you just have to block that nose by yourself. Okay. Backside guard. Pull, kick out first guy on or outside the tight end. Okay. Now, if there is no tight end, it would be the first guy outside the tackle. Right there. Okay. Truck to the right. We're play side guard, your gap on. There's a guy in your gap, so you got to scoop him. You got to reach him, get to his outside shoulder. Backside guard, your gap to cut off. Okay, you're ripping across this guy's face because he's in your gap. Remember, sorry, let me do this. We are running truck or to the right. It's a toss play, outside toss play. Okay, so this nose, you're the backside guard, you're ripping across this guy's face, and then you are working up to the second level. Sorry, that was a bad angle. You should be going on that angle. Okay, to go cut off a second level defender. Okay, so play side guard, you are gap on. You got to block your gap, the guy there, because he is closer to the play and he could potentially get into it. Backside guard, you are just rip to cut off. You are ripping into your gap, crossing face and working up because it's less likely that that guy's going to get in the play. Okay, now let's talk about toss. Toss to the left. So everybody is gap on. There's no pullers. Okay, so there's no one in your gap, no one on you, this guard. So you are just running to cut off. Backside guard, you were ripped to cut off. There's no one in your gap, so same thing, you are just running. Okay. That's protection. Okay. Man on, man away. The center, since he doesn't have a head up nose, he's going to make a Larry or Ricky call. He's going to call it towards the one technique. So, guard on the one technique side, you were going to punch inside hand, and you were looking for this linebacker. This linebacker ends up blitzing into the B gap. You come off and block him. Okay, if there's any sort of game where this nose slants into your gap, you'll take them, and then the center will take the linebacker. Okay. Um, just know if there's any sort of looping, we talked about this. Okay, if this guy goes way out, crowd surf him because most likely you got a guy that is slanting in. There's some sort of game going on. So you just got to pass him off. Have your eyes outside, feel inside. Okay. Uh, this guard on the 3 side, man on, man away. So you're blocking the 3. Okay. Taking him where he wants to go. Same thing. There can be a game where, let's say this guy loops out. Okay. If you see your guy leave, just know something's coming back. If he goes out, most likely something's coming back in. Okay. They could even do like a 3-1 twist here where this guy tries to cross your face. Okay, if that guy goes flying in, know something is probably coming back. You just got to pass it off. Okay. Let's talk about 2-2s. Okay. So they're head up. Right there. Okay. Trap to the right. Still kicking out a 2 technique. You're ripping up to FBI. So call it the 2 jersey number. Rip up the backer. This is really tight. Okay. You're going right off the center's butt and you're kicking that guy out. Okay. So you got to get vertical right away off the center's butt. And it's a really tight kick. You got to be ready for it. Same thing. This play side guard, widen out. Okay. Give yourself space to rip inside. Okay. Um, it'd be same thing, trap left. Power to the right, play side guard, your gap on double, so you're blocking this guy here. Okay, you're gonna have this is a tag call here, and you're going to that backside backer. Backer dictates who comes off. Okay. And then backside guard, you're doing the same thing. Okay. Counter to the left, same thing. We'd have a tag. Your rule is gap on, double. Okay, so there, working to the backside backer. Backer dictates who comes off. Okay. Truck to the right. Okay, same thing. We're reaching this 2, ripping across face, working up to backer. Then the opposite for toss. Reach that 2, and then you're the one that's ripping to backer. Pass protection. Okay, we're blocking here. I made a quick adjustment or a slight adjustment. Against 2-2s, the center's still going to make a Ricky Larry call. He's going to call it Larry if no backers are showing. So the center and the left guard, you guys are responsible for this nose and this linebacker. The A backer is responsible for this linebacker. This guard, you're responsible for this 2 technique. Okay. So if the center calls to your side, so if he says Larry, Larry, know that you have help from the center here. Okay. On this guy. And you guys are responsible for these 2. The only time he would make a Ricky call is if this linebacker or a linebacker steps up in this A gap. And then he would block there. You would have this nose by yourself. Okay. And then you'd still have the 2. Okay. So that's pass protection. I think that's pretty much it.